How's it going, crew? This is HappyDays and welcome to another Terraria tutorial. Today we're going to look at a quick and easy way to set up your AFK farms or pumpkin moon farms and all that good stuff. Basically, a lot of you have asked me for a really in-depth guide on how I set them up. So keep watching and I'm going to show you a really easy, no fuss way that I set up my farms. Stay watching and I'll show you how it's done. And there's a really good farm at the end too, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, and I've just spawned a new world for this, is find a nice big flat area. And you can see that although there's a couple of bumps in the road here, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So what I'm actually going to do is, with my shroomite claws on, I'm just going to put on smart targeting with the control button and level out a nice big area here. I'm not too worried about making it pretty at the moment. I am just powering through and making it nice and flat. Now, there will be some counting involved, but obviously when you're getting started, it's, you can guesstimate a bit. Basically, we're making a 168 long block flat plane here, and that's because that's the maximum spawn distance for mobs. So I will do some counting, but just at the moment, I'm just getting a decent part flattened. Okay, and now we're actually going to go and do a bit of counting from one side. A good thing I like to do when I'm counting blocks, guys, is actually count out the resource that I need. So what I'm going to do is actually put a chest down. Can I put a chest there? Beautiful. So to start with, I just want 84 blocks. And what I'm actually going to do is put the rest in the chest. And that even rhymes. So basically what we're looking to do here is place blocks to the halfway point of our trap. And 84 blocks from where your character is the maximum width that they can spawn from one side to your screen. So what we'll be doing is covering this with lava eventually. Alright, so we've got that. And what I'm actually going to do now is put a little 3 block high dirt block just to show that this is the halfway point of the trap. Now what I'm actually going to do is go and get another 84 blocks out of here. And the reason I'm separating it from my main pile is because if you make a mistake and have to collect a block, it'll get added to your total. And you don't want that because it'll make you lose count, it'll make you sad, and we really don't want that, guys. Okay, so let's put the 84 blocks down this way. And this is what I love about separating the blocks before I have to place them, because I don't even need to count. And if you're making AFK farms, this is really what you want to be doing. There's enough you need to think about while you're making the farm. Counting blocks is not something I want to be wasting time with. So we've flattened all that out. Let's get the rest of these blocks down. I'm not worrying about underneath right now. I'm just getting the width right. So that's the width exactly. So what I'm going to do now, that's the middle of our farm. I'm going to get a couple of extra stone blocks just to neaten it up now. So maybe 10, and all I want to do is just make a little bit of a end on each one. Actually, I'm going to need 2 more if I'm doing that. 1, 2, 3, no, 2, beautiful. And they won't spawn on this little platform, it's just so I know what the width of the trap is. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so we've set the width of our trap now. The next thing we're going to do is make a spawning platform. Now the spawning platform, and I'm using a different design for this one, is where the mobs will actually spawn on. So when you deny them the opportunity to spawn off screen to the left and right, what you can actually do instead is make them spawn underneath you. So we know this is dead center of our trap. So what I'm actually going to do, 3, 4, 5, 6, is make a little killing platform, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. So the mobs have to spawn on this little platform, and there'll be lava running underneath here. Now, to get mobs to spawn underneath you, you have to be 35 blocks above them. 35 exactly. So you want to be standing on the 36th block. So what we're going to do, and again using the counting pattern, my little counting blocks tricks to get this right, is take about 37. I'm going to add 1 for good luck here. And we're going to count up from this platform. So here's where we want our mobs spawning. And we're going to go up from the middle. So I'm pretty sure that was right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, beautiful. Okay, so that's 1. So all we're doing is building upwards here. Up, up, uppity, up, up, up. Okay, beautiful. So let's dig a few blocks out. Now it's not important to have the blocks underneath here. The only point of getting up to here is when I stand on this block here, I'm exactly 36 blocks above this platform. And that means because lava will be denying the spawns to the left and right, and I'm high enough above them, the mobs will be forced to spawn on this little platform here. And here's where we're going to put lots of lovely spear traps and death and all that good stuff. So let's fly back up. And let's expand this a little bit. So we're going to make a little bit of a slime invincibility box here. So that's cool. Work in progress. So we've got our platform where lots of traps are going to be. We've got our safety box here. Okay, the next part, and this is where a couple of people have trouble with this, is we need to block the spawns underneath us. And anytime someone says to me, oh, you know, my trap works great at first and then it slows down, the usual problem is that mobs are spawning under the ground. And you wouldn't think so, because it looks like, yeah, there's ground there, no problems. The maximum spawn distance for mobs underneath you is 47 blocks. So from our little platform here to this platform where mobs will be spawning is 36 blocks. So we actually have to make sure another 9 blocks underneath is completely blocked off the whole length of our trap. So imagine there's a platform running, a bit of a tunnel running right underneath here. So what we're going to do, this is 36, this block would be 37, then 38, so let's go 37, 38, and now we have to go down to, what did I say, 46, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, let's keep it clean as we're going, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and let's go 49 just for good luck. Now this is the part not many people look forward to. What I'm actually going to do is dig the whole length of the trap, left and right, and just make sure, and here's something that could cause a few issues. That's pretty small, so it's probably not going to cause any problems, but still worth filling it up. Is just, why am I using sand? Don't need to use sand for that. Just filling that up all nicely. A little bit of a platform along here, so let's fill that up. And I think this side's not bad. Yep, this is cool. And this is where I talked about using sand to fill up your trap. Now I know that there wasn't any gaps this side, but say I was making the slime box lower, then see this area down here, it's quite possible there would be mobs spawning underneath. So say our slime box was just on the top here of this platform, you would expect mobs to be spawning underneath here. Now this doesn't have to be pretty, I mean normally I use bricks for this, but you know, if I wasn't recording these farms, this is what I use. I just use sand, it's nice and quick, and it gets the job done. It's all you need to do. So just filling it up. So I'm going to speed this video up here and just do the other side on camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay guys, so here is an area where I would say a big problem would occur in your trap. So this rather innocuous little room here is, you know, probably a cause for a lot of problems in people's traps. So the reason I use sand is all you have to do, you can just grapple the ceiling and hold the sand down, and you can see it nicely filling up the gaps. So it's really easy to do, and yep, and it just fills up all those lovely gaps for you. Okay, obviously I need to check a bit further, I was just showing you how it works. So I'll fill it up on the way back. Okay, so that's nice and filled up now. Let's get rid of some of the junk I don't need. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, the next thing you might want to do quickly is just neaten up some of the edges here. So I'm just using a chlorified drill just to quickly hammer the excess walls that are poking out. Just fill up some gaps in the trap here. Whoop, 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 what am I doing? And let's just put some torches down for now. And a couple more edges that need to go. I mean, you know, you want your trap to look cool, too. Alright, just getting rid of those excess walls. Alright, that's looking pretty sweet. Couple more gaps here just to fill up. Lovely. Okay, the next thing we want to do is get some lava in here. I always do my lava last because, yeah, I don't want to kill myself. So basically I just run a couple of blocks and then just put it down. And the reason I do the lava last is because, yeah, obviously when you're running around you don't want lava falling all over you. Yes, I'm about to kill my guide, but what can you do? Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, the next thing we need to do is get our traps ready, so let's do that next. Okay guys, the next thing we're going to set up is our traps on this platform. And one thing I like to do is just use spear traps for the main damage here. And yes, I'm being a bit exuberant by using spear traps to set up spear traps. So I'm going to make rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's symmetrical, yep, beautiful. Now this is one of those things where if you've got less spear traps, it would be fine if you just used every second spear trap there. And for height though, I'm going to make, columns of 6. So rows of 6, no, it's 5, isn't it? And columns of 6. Nice and easy. Now the next thing we're going to do is actuate these babies. And if you've watched the Weekly Wire, you'll know that when I'm first... Whoa, hello. If you're noticing a massive influx of hard mode mobs, it's because I went and killed the Wall of Flesh. Because I realised that because it's a new world, the Pumpkin Moon and the Frost Moon won't spawn on a pre-hard mode world. So yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, if you've watched the Weekly Wire, you'll know that when I'm actuating traps, the first thing I do is just get them all actuated and then worry about wiring. So all I've done, same wire, all actuated, chuck a... Where's my switches? Chuck a switch on top and just trigger it. And then all your spears are ready to rock. And then I just put on smart targeting. It's control on PC. I don't know what the smart targeting button is on console. If anyone can tell me, that would be awesome. I'm also going to put up some flame traps on the side. I don't use super dart traps because I feel that they actually limit the damage output that you can do. So feel free to use them, but I personally don't. So I'm going to put, yeah, I reckon about 3 each side. So we've got flame damage and spear damage going down there. That sounds pretty sweet. So same deal as last time. Just getting them all actuated, and then I can worry about making them pretty after. Wire. Beautiful. Don't mind taking a hit or two in the name of science. And let's get all that extra wiring and actuators off there. Beautiful. Okay. Now what we want to do is get all of this set up to some pressure plates ready to go. All I do is just put a normal block in there and then do all the wiring. Nothing special. Basically I just alternate colors. If you're doing this on mobile where you've only got one wire color, although I think it's being updated or has just been updated, if you only had one wire color, I would just spread these out with a 1 row gap. And that way it would work just fine. Go away, Wyvern. Oh, gosh. Okay, guys. Now we've got the basic wiring for our traps. What I want to do is make a way to turn them on from our invincibility box. So let's go up to our land that's going to be our slime trap. And all I'm going to do is make a little platform to the side. And we're going to need platforms in our inventory and some 1-second timers. And also, we're going to need some blue pressure plates. And the reason for using blue ones is that they're player only, which means mobs can't trigger them. And that's really important because during an invasion, if you have a pumpkin fly through, I don't know if they can trigger them, but it's surprising how random mobs tend to ruin your fun by triggering all the things you don't want triggered. And let's just kill another wyvern, because why not? If I needed souls of flight, I would be in business right now. Okay, so we've got 6 levels of 1-second timers. And blue pressure plates, because only the player can trigger those. And again, what I like to do, red, green, blue. What I like to do, guys, is get all the wiring ready just in advance. So taking a moment to just get it all set up. Oh, goodness. And the wyvern wants to play. It's like a dog that won't leave you alone when you're trying to do something. It's like, not now, man. I'll take you for your walk later. Okay, so we've got the wiring set up there, and so as you can see, when I go hold down on the platform, it's going to turn on all the 1-second timers. So that's beautiful, just before I jump in my trap. So, next thing we need to do is get the wire connecting to the base here. So let's just make a little bit of a platform up. And I hope that, for the people that have asked for these step-by-step videos, just take a moment to pause as we're building, and that should just give you the time to have a look at what we're doing. And yeah, sort of build along and have a bit of fun. Maybe put some music on, maybe have a cookie, all that good stuff. So all I like to do, guys, is just grapple onto a platform. And you can see I'm combining the bottom 3 wires because it doesn't matter if these colors overlap. It's fine. It's fine. So I want these 3 to go... Whoops. These 3 wires are going to the bottom 3 rows. And I'll show you how to make this work all nice like. So there we go, that's connected up to the bottom. Whoa, and it's flaming already. I didn't realize the bottom one was already on. Okay, and second row is on. And there we go. So the bottom 3 are connected. Beautiful. And let's just turn that off. So what I'm going to do with the top 3 is actually not take them out this side. A good way is to actually take them around the other side. And this stops you having any problems with wires overlapping. So I'm just going to run them down this side of the trap. And that's fine, guys. Like, it doesn't matter how close they go as long as they don't overlap. And a lot of people say to me, they go, oh, my traps are turning off, why, what's going on? And I said, oh, it's probably because you're trying to overlap your wires. Well, actually not trying to, but, you know, sometimes things happen without you meaning for it to happen. So we're just running these down this side this time. And the goal is that these will hook up with the top 3. So they'll all fire separately, which is our goal here. And we're almost there. And run the red up, then the green, then the blue. Beautiful. Now let's clean up our... Whoops, smart targeting. Let's just clean up this. Beautiful. Let's clean up... Whoopsies. Don't need that anymore. So to turn all this on, jump on, turn them on. And we should have... And I've got nowhere to stand now. But you can see it's all working. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, next thing is to set up our slime invincibility box. Okay, now we're on to the invincibility part of the trap. And my favourite thing to do is just teleport into it. So let's make a bit of a teleportation entry here. So I'm just going to put a teleporter here and one on top. So nothing too fancy. And what that's going to allow us to do is put the slime statue in here. And yes, you can use crabs or bats or skeletons. If you use skeletons, you might need a tiny bit more armor though. Just because skeletons can hit a tiny bit harder, I believe. Now I'm going to run the teleporter wire a bit wider. Actually, no. I'm going to run it even wider still. So down, all the way around, and up to there. And the reason for that is when I use the slime trick, I don't want the teleporter interfering with it. So, let's see. Can I actually reach that from there? I can. Beautiful. So the switch on the top lets me teleport in and out. So let's seal this up. And I'll fill that up with proper bricks later. I just ran out. The next... Whoa. Go away, wyverns. Ah. The next thing we want to do is make a timer so we can turn this on. And let's put one here. Yeah, that should work. And the thing with slimes is you just want to touch it in 3 separate spots. And that way when I turn on the timer, it should get 3 of them spawning. And the only reason all the slimies are dying is because I had my ravens in the box with me. My trusty ravens. Just like when people draw fan art now, they're starting to draw ravens with me all the time. Which I love, because yes, I know I use ravens a lot. I know, ravens are awesome. Okay, I've put some honey in the box with me for regen. And I don't have any... I probably need to get some... I probably need to get a bit of a campfire and a loot box and all that good stuff going. So the next thing we'll do is set up our loot chest with a bit of extra regen. Okay guys, so basically all I've done is set up a little bit of a loot chest here. Got some honey, got a campfire and a heart lantern. The very last thing I'm going to build, and the reason I'm building it is because we're above where all the enemy mobs, bit of lag. Because we're above where the enemy mobs will be spawning, I'm actually going to build a box here that will contain the ravens. And the reason for that is to focus their damage on the pumpkins and the ice queen. I was calling them pumpkins, and they're actually called pumpkins. Pumpkins. Go figure. I probably need a door, but for now, that 3-block wide gap will do. And it would... Oh my goodness. These wyverns. I've probably built this trap a little high, although even though it was on ground level, it must be near space, so yeah, try and find a low-lying area if you can. Where am I? 390 feet above, that would explain it. Should be fine still. And the last thing I'm going to add is a bit of damage just for the pumpkins and the ice queens in here. So, don't need too much as I put tons of spear traps. I'm going to do the same trick as last time, just by separating them by a gap. And I want to get it symmetrical, but that looks like as good as I'm going to get it. So that's okay. And let's go and put a 1-block gap in between. Like so. And fight wyverns while we're doing it, because why not? Alrighty. And it's interesting, the first time I made a pumpkin moon farm, I didn't actually think of, like, it literally took me like 10 hours, guys. Like, it was a labor of love. You know, I was so excited to do it, but by the end, I was like so brain dead. I didn't even think to put traps in the top part. So, you know, thanks to the people that did remind me of that, I was just like, oh, I think I hoiked up into this block. I didn't even mean to hoik. And I don't think it was even a hoik, but it doesn't change the fact that somehow I am inside solid blocks, so go figure. Let's see, I should be able to reach everything. So I'm just actuating these last spears quickly. And it's almost nighttime, so we're almost ready to go. So I might cut things here and I'll come back once we're ready for test number 1. See you soon. Okay, the last thing we want to do, guys, before we get started, because we're forcing mobs to spawn on this platform down here, we actually want to make sure that we are not allowing them to before the invasion starts. So I've actually put some actuators on this spawning platform, and I'm just running the wiring up to our slime box just so I can turn it off, or on rather, just before the invasion starts. And the reason for that is pretty important, because for the slime trick to work you need the what am I talking about? You need the mobs to be able, not to be able to spawn. So that should be, yep, fall through right now. Beautiful. Okay. So that should be pretty much everything. So let's turn the traps on and get into it. Okay guys, so it's time to party. So let's get these traps going. Not in that order though. Beautiful. So we've got all the flames, all the spears going. Let's get rid of those bad boys. Yeah, and take a bit of damage. Alright, so let's turn on our slimies. Taking that damage. There shouldn't be any mobs spawning around. Let's get the pumpkin moon started. And basically what I've done there is I've reactuated the platform below. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I can pretty much hear damage happening straight away. The next thing we want to be doing is, before we get our ravens happening, let's put on some summoning gear. And I've got crit strike chance on them, but you'd probably want damage. I'm going to be spawning some ravens in the box. And then basically you can switch out to Tiki armor. And I just learned you can right click your armor in your inventory to do that, which is pretty cool. Swapping the Destroyer emblem to Lucky Eye of the Golem, which gives our spears another 14% critical strike chance, which is awesome. And then, yeah, basically, I know we can't see it, but the fact that there's a lot of death happening below, and you can hear and you can see that the waves are advancing nice and quickly, which is all good. So we're up to wave 5, it's just before 10 o'clock. I think a big thing with my traps, guys, is that I'm not looking to make the most efficient, world record breaking traps ever, but a lot of you, seem to understand that, I just like things to be nice and easy. And yeah, look, I think, although there's been a few instructions in this video, I'd like to think that this is something you could follow along with. It's nice and easy to build. There is quicker versions you can make, and I will do those in the future. But the thing I like about this is it's nice and simple, and you don't have to worry too much about filling the gaps underneath you. So we're just about to get our pumpkins spawning here, and it's just before 11, so that's kind of cool. Here they come now. So that's kind of exciting. I noticed wave 7 seems to jump to wave 8 pretty quickly. I don't know if it's because of morning wood dies. Yeah, there it goes there. So you can see in the trap here that we've got the ravens going crazy on the pumpkin, and the spear traps are also doing some pretty nice damage to him, and he's down already, so that's pretty cool. Now obviously designing your trap this way, you'll have to jump down to collect your loot later, but I don't really see that as a problem. Like, I think the item cap is 400 items. So, yeah, I really don't see more than 400 items dropping during this. One thing I have just noticed with the design is a few hearts are catching on the teleporter. So there is some room for a design change. Like, I could probably put the teleporter a bit to the side. But I'm actually pretty happy with how quickly that the top box here is killing the pumpkins. And the awesome thing about this is, this box will kill 10 pumpkins as quick as it kills 1 pumpkin. So that's pretty promising. And we haven't used a lot of spear traps in this farm, guys. I think a total's been about 30 odd, which is not over the top. And yeah, I think by raiding a few temples on your worlds, you can easily get up to that number. So yeah, that's pretty good. So stay tuned. What we're going to look at after doing this first pumpkin moon is the adaptations you would make to turn this into an AFK Frost Moon farm. Because the main difference with a Frost Moon farm and a pumpkin farm is that the Ice Queen's not like the pumpkin. She tends to move around a lot, so we have to alter our design to accommodate for that. And you can see that this death box up the top is making short work of the pumpkins, which is beautiful. It's actually really nice. Yeah, and I've learned a lot since I made the first Pumpkin Moon farm. And yeah, it's really cool being able to push it. So, look, I think time-wise, what is it? We've still got over about 3.5 minutes. So we should be able to get to wave 15 pretty easily, I'm thinking. And the great thing about wave 15 is you've got the highest chance of getting all the drops from the mobs. So that's pretty awesome. And there's a Horseman's Blade that's just dropped then. And I still have a little bit of room for loot to drop, which is kind of cool. So yeah, up to wave 14, and that's 3 minutes at wave 14 plus. So that's pretty good for this farm, which means you're very likely to get some of the drops that you're after, which I like. And you can see that these pumpkins are dying nice and fast, which is good. There we go. Ooh, he's just ducked down here. He's scared on 30 hit points left. Okay, there's just a Morningwood refusing to die down below. Come on, Morningwood. Die. We've still got 2.5 minutes of the moon event left. And we're up to the final wave. And this is where you get tons of pumpkins. Come on, lots of pumpkins. Let's go. And that's what I really love about this trap, guys, that it kills tons of pumpkins just as quick as it kills one. So it's amazing. And you can see all that damage being dealt there. Trophies will start dropping now. Yes, I just saw trophies dropping there. Alright, so really what you're hoping for now is to get like, I don't know, 300 pumpkins spawning at the same time. That sounds pretty fun. Ah, here they all come. Here they come, bring it on. And awesome. Tons of damage happening in this box. Tons of loot dropping. I can see about 3 horseman's blades. Oh, so good. There's a spider's eggs. Oh, there's a raven staff in there. Candy corn rifle. I just need to move that teleporter so the loot drops straight on top of our heads. But really, apart from that, guys, I'm pretty happy with how this farm's working. It's pretty effective. And we've still got a full minute of damage going on here, which is awesome. There's some more trophies. We're not full of inventory, are we? Is there anything we can get rid of? Let's get rid of some sand. Beautiful. Platforms. Oh, whoa, there's a lot of stuff. 8 pumpkin trophies, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh gosh. Oh, I'll get all the loot in a moment. Here we go. So many pumpkins. Let's start putting some of the loot in. Got some candy corn ammo, some spider's eggs. Oh my gosh, so many spider's eggs. Raven staff. We've got some pumpkin ammo. Oh my gosh, the loot just keeps coming. Look at this, guys. This is amazing. How long have we got left? About 6 seconds. Oh gosh. Oh, we got a bat scepter. Yes. Okay. And that's the end. Got some black fairy dust. All that good stuff. 16 pumpkin trophies. Another candy corn rifle. Let's turn off the... How do I turn off the slimes? There we go. Beautiful. Let's get up. Oh, whoops! I turned the... Ah! I took my wings off. Oh my gosh, why do I keep doing this stuff? Oh my god. Oh my god. So crazy. Okay, let's put some more of our loot in here. Some more candy corn ammo. That's pretty nice. More spider's eggs. A spadle. Got a little spadle. It's kind of fun. Alright. Do we get anything else? I think that's pretty good. So, that's pretty nice. We've got 16 pumpkin trophies. A couple of horseman's blades. We've got bat scepter, raven staff. Tons of spider's eggs. All that amazing loot. So the next part of this trap, guys, will be... Oh my gosh, look at the... There's so much loot here. Oh my gosh, there's 19 Morningwood trophies. Holy shit. Oh, sorry, I never swear. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I never do that. Let's get rid of some of these timers. I don't really need them. I need to make room. Let's get rid of some of these traps. I've got spares. Oh, okay, let's put some more in the loot box. So we got that, got stake launchers, papyrus scarab, which is amazing. That's actually really good. Spooky twigs, which are used to make the spooky wings, I'm pretty sure. That's awesome. We got 999 spooky wood. Okay, and I think there's still more. Oh my god. We got so much loot. I'm going to have to make a second loot chest, guys. Got tons of stake launchers. We got the necromantic scroll, spooky hooks. Wow, this is so good. Man, guys, look at that full loot chest from one pumpkin moon with this farm. That's from one pumpkin moon. Alright, so stay tuned, and what we're going to do next is make the alterations for the Frost Moon farm. Stay tuned!